Hey everyone, happy spooky season. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a black cat out of construction paper. So to get started, you're going to need a black piece of construction paper, yellow construction paper, pink construction paper, and then a black Sharpie, a pencil to trace, scissors, glue, and then something circular that you can trace to make the head of the cat. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take your black construction paper and fold it over hamburger style, just like that. And what I did with my cat is I just kind of made the paper just a little bit smaller. And I just cut off a few, maybe like an inch here. That way it'll be able to stand a little bit easier and it won't be so awkward. Now make sure that you save the first black strips that you cut because we will use those later for the tail. Next, what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to want to trace out where you're gonna cut and make the shape of its body and legs. So you're going to wanna start tracing at the open end, okay? So don't cut the top part that's folded. Next, you're just going to cut out where you have traced, and again, make sure you've left some room for its legs. And then make sure you save these for afterwards as well. For the next step, why don't we go ahead and set this to the side and we will go ahead and make the tail. So like I said, just keep that scrap piece of paper that you cut off earlier and cut that. And so what you're gonna do, so we're gonna make a frightened or a spooked cat. So I made its tail kind of stick out a little bit, but you can make the tail however you want it to look. So let's go ahead and do that. So trace out what you want your tail to look like, and then we're gonna cut it out. So go ahead and put your tail to the side and go ahead and grab the two pieces of paper that we cut out from the body earlier. And what I actually did for this one is I cut out both of the pieces at the same time and then I attached them together, because what happens is it gives it more of a 3D effect, and it's also sturdier so the head doesn't actually go lopsided later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the circular part, but we're also going to leave a flat part right here. So take your thing that you're going to trace with, and what I did is I kind of do it this way. I'm actually going to overlap the cup so that that creates the flat part when I trace. I'm only going to trace out a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to cut both these out together. So it should look like that. Okay, two pieces. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take my glue stick and I am going to, so this is gonna be the top. The flat part is gonna be the top, so the ears will go here. So I'm just going to glue the top part together. Stick that down, make sure it's even. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cat, all right, and I'm gonna place this just a little bit over like that. And then we're gonna glue it down. So it should look like that. Next, let's go ahead and do the tail since we've already got it cut out. All right, and what I did was I took the tail and I took one of the grooves here and I stuck it right in here, and it'll stick a lot better with the glue. So let's go ahead and do that. Perfect, so we're almost done. So now we're gonna cut out the ears, as you can see here. Now you can make the ears however you want, but if you have any more scrap sheets of black paper, you can use that to make the ears. And I'm just going to cut some triangles here. Now, once you get them cut, you might have to make them smaller. I think that's good. So let's go ahead and glue our ears down. Now, let's go ahead and get started on the face. Okay, so let's give our little cat some eyes. I'm gonna trace out my eyes here. Once you got them glued down, go ahead and take your marker and draw some cat eyes here. Now, go ahead and take your pink piece of paper and cut out a little teeny tiny triangle, or a big triangle, however you want to do it. And then we are going to glue. Your fingers are going to be sticky. All right, and we are almost done with our cat. So the last and final step to this is to create its little feet. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the feet together, and you're going to take one and you're going to fold it up this way. And then take the other one and fold it in the opposite direction, but you want to make sure they're even so they stand the same height. And then try your best to get it to match up here. Front. All right. And there you go. You now have a black cat made out of construction paper. I hope you enjoyed doing this craft with me today. If you did do this craft, be sure to take a photo of it and post it on the comment section of this post. And I look forward to doing more crafts with you later on.